So the last area of adapting relating we're looking at is rapport building. So rapport building can be done in many different ways, but we're going to start off with the real basics first. Starting with that is compliments. So reciprocity is obviously a real powerful tool, and it's where you give something to someone, they'll have to want to give it back. So for example, the Hare Krishnas used this really good. They actually got so good that they were handing out little flowers and little thank yous, and then they wouldn't give it back. They would say, no, you've got that, and they wouldn't give it back. And then later on, obviously about 100 meters down, obviously the road, is someone with a bucket, and then someone would be like, okay, I've got to give some money towards them. Yeah, so it was like a good little power of reciprocity. It got that strong that I think in America, I think it was in the 90s or the 100s, they had to actually announce if the Hare Krishnas were going to be in certain terminals so people could choose to avoid them if they wanted to, because it was that powerful, that reciprocity. So you can see this as well when go on a night out, and obviously you can always see when someone says, oh, I love your jacket, love your shoes, love your shirt, it's always straight away giving back, yeah, well, I love this of yours. It's a good power. So giving compliments, it makes it feel like people owe you something, so you can build a rapport that way. Secondly, using their name. So the sweetest word to a person's ears is their own name. It's actually studied that even if in a crowd of noise, people will be able to hear their name if that's said over the top. So obviously it really picks up. It's something you've grown up with. So if they hear your name, you're building a relationship, you feel more matey. Asking questions. So by asking questions, you're going to be building a rapport because they're going to show that you're taking an interest in them, you actually want to find out about them, and you also will be gathering intelligence at the same time. Jokes. So telling little jokes, little icebreakers, that can be a great way of obviously building a rapport, makes you a little bit different to the last person that comes through. Similarities. So if you've got similarities, then obviously they're going to be like, oh, if you talk about their car, and obviously once again linked to a compliment about the car, their dog, and anything like that, show that you've got similarities, people obviously will respond to that, and they'll be like, oh, this person's like me, so I like them. And we've got mirroring. So mirroring can be done where you match their body language, and you also match their tonality. So by matching these things, obviously people actually will automatically like you more because you're similar to them. Mirroring was a real powerful tool. I can't remember the name of the person that did an experiment, but it was in a restaurant where all the tables are kind of like set out all the exact same. And when the person sat down, he picked someone about diagonally over, basically a couple of tables over. And what he did was ordered the exact same thing, same drink, same meal, same placement. Whenever that person went to have a drink, he would go to have a drink. When the person cut a bit of meat, he would cut a bit of meat, and so on. And he did that for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And after a while, then when he went to himself go to do something different and maybe go to have a glass of wine or a glass of water, the person was actually copying him then. So subconsciously it picked up and started to mirror. That's how powerful mirroring is. You can do that through body language and tonality. They'll feel that you're similar to them, because who do we like? We like people that are like us. Who do we dislike per se? Are people that are different to us. So obviously if it comes to rapport building, you want to obviously act and seem like you're exactly like that person. They'll like you more. Now the main ones here are mirroring and asking questions, because these are performed at a subconscious level. By asking questions, you're actually going to build a rapport, but what you're also going to do is gather intelligence that you can use to streamline your presentation. Gathering intelligence. Intel. And when you gather that information, you can streamline your presentation and make it specific to that person, and use that information later on as well when it comes into objection handling to give them solutions, because you know actually exactly the problem that is your solution and the situation that they're putting themselves in as well as a customer, so you can give them the best solution to their problem. And that's different ways of building rapport.